Good evening. It's News 360 from the News Hub at Adisawe Kanda in Accra. My name is Aisha Yakubu Hali.
And mine is Roland Walker. Let's bring you our top stories for this evening.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by Deluxy Acrylic Paint, Heaven Insecticide Spray and Coil, and Apa Foods.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
More than 20 passengers escape unhurt after Metro Mass Transit bus caught fire near Chito in the Volta region.
And this evening, gun-wielding police officer who attacked a driver on the Kaswa-Winneba stretch of the Accra-Cape Coast Highway speaks after the incident. We have the exclusive.
Also in the bulletin are harrowing stories of some Ghanaian greener pasture seekers in Dubai unwilling to return home regardless of prevailing hardships.
On the international front, Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan is calling for early elections after Parliament dismisses no confidence vote against him. And we do have details of these stories, including the latest in sports and entertainment. But make sure you also join our streams. Go search for TV3 Ghana across social media, as well as through the DSTV channel 279 and 3news.com.
Let's take a look at the details now. And more than 20 passengers escaped unhurt after a Metro Mass Transit bus conveying passengers to Ho caught fire near Chito in the Ho West District. The Ho-bound commercial bus from Kumasi, according to eyewitnesses, developed a fault a few kilometers to Chito, leading to the disaster. All the passengers were able to alight before the bus burst into flames. It appears communication reception in the area was poor as some passengers made frantic efforts to call the fire service and the police. The bus got completely burnt before firefighters got to the scene. The driver wept uncontrollably while rolling on the road. The cause of the fire is yet to be established.
Now, the police officer, General Sergeant George Kojo, a dispatch rider attached to the Central Regional MTTD in Cape Coast, in a viral video, was threatening to shoot a driver on the road. Now, the police officer had gone apparently to the Kaswa Divisional CID to report that he had been attacked by one Andy and some others while driving from Winneba towards Accra. He said the driver crossed his car at Fete Kakraba and accused him of careless driving. Now, during the confrontation, he said the driver made a call to some men who came to the scene. He claimed one of them wielding a cutlass assaulted him. He continues that as a result of that, he pulled a pistol to scare his assailant before he managed to escape. He's the one in the viral video there.
Let's now listen to General Sergeant George Kojo in the audio recording he made before going to lodge a complaint at the Kaswa Divisional Police Headquarters.
My honorable House members, good morning to you all. This is Bojoni. I was the one who involved in this incident. I'm journalist for media men and civilians. The way the thing happened, that was not where they started the video from. The thing is that the person attacked me with the cutlass. That he even hurt my back with the cutlass. My life is in immediate danger. They never knew that I'm a policeman. So after hitting me with the cutlass, I removed my side arms. There that they realized that no, something is going to happen. And I'm also fighting for my life. There we talked over, I was going to join my car and I saw him making a call before he realized. Another man came from nowhere with the DV number plate. Came out from the car with the cutlass before I rise, bang my back with the cutlass, big cutlass. And I said, why? So I don't know what is going to happen as he hit me. So I have to put down my side arms to save my life before he quickly ran, and then that's the stories. I have a picture of my back where he assaulted me or whatsoever. I have a picture, video, everything over here. But for all, police administration, no one can judge. But I know I have done nothing. But for all, I need your prayers. Thank you very much.
And we do well know that Muslims in Ghana and across the world have begun the Ramadan. And today, at least I know that is the beginning for those who didn't start yesterday. You started yesterday,
Yes,
definitely.
I did. I started my fast yesterday.
Well, these are great indications for all of us. And we do have the president saying a lot to the faithful.
Absolutely. Now, President Akufo-Addo has sent his fraternal greetings to Muslims in Ghana and across the world on the occasion of the commencement of the Ramadan fast. He noted that the Ramadan is a month of intense devotion, urging Muslims to strive to live by their values of love, sacrifice, and devotion to duty. Muslims started their fast today, officially Sunday, April 3.
Meanwhile, former President John Dramani Mahama has also wished Muslims a successful and edifying Ramadan. He is confident the holy period of fasting and prayer will instill love, empathy, and compassion for one another, and also engender countless blessings on families across the country.
Away from Ramadan, the quest to make it in life has compelled many to take on daring challenges regardless of the outcome. While some fight on till they achieve the desired results, others give up on the way, unfortunately. George Queening reports on harrowing stories of some Ghanaians seeking greener pastures in Dubai but unwilling to return home regardless of prevailing hardships.
What will make one desert his or a country in fulfillment of better living may be relative, but certainly requires some courage and resilience. Dubai offers enormous opportunities, a reason many African nationals, particularly Ghanaians, are eyeing the leading tourist city as a breakthrough to success.
This is Diera, one of the first cities that was developed by the UAE government, and this area can be compared to a Zengo community in Ghana. There are a lot of Africans here, particularly Ghanaians, trying to make ends meet, but it doesn't really come on a silver platter. They are faced with several challenges.
28-year-old Princess Boateng used to be a teacher in Ghana, but low remuneration is what compelled her to see greener pastures in Dubai.
Na me charge ba na salary no e sheda enso eno na me rent ne me de hwe me ho.
My meager salary from my teaching job was what I was using to fend for myself. A reason I decided to travel to Dubai.
Because be ejuma no so me be sombu aka na ya sand 2 weeks aka ho na 1 week na intia.
She arrived in Dubai in 2021 through an agent after several failed attempts. She never met her expectations, a reason she had to quit her housekeeping job after working for 6 months.
Yeah, 12 hours. But me sign up for the catch me say 8 hours with overtime.
I signed up for 8 hours, but I end up doing 12 hours. I also do not get what is due me.
And staff back baby say me say you are saying. And I'm 1,001. I say what? We are supposed to take 3,500.
The journey has not been easy in the pursuance of a new but decent job. She regrets her decision to bring her twin brother, Prince Boateng, to Dubai with funds she accrued from a job. Prince, who got to Dubai in October last year, was laid off from his warehouse job, having worked for just a month because he failed to meet the job target. Both siblings are now unemployed, seeking new jobs with little assurance, even though menial.
We'll keep searching for a job until we get one. Coming to Ghana is out of our plans.
Compounding their woes is overstay charges. In Dubai, should your visa expire, you'll be charged 150 dirhams for the first day which is equivalent to $41, while subsequent days attract 100 dirhams, which is $27 daily. How to fend for themselves is a challenge, not to talk about their rent. 12 people share a cubicle with one bathroom and kitchen. In 2018, government, through the then Minister of Information, Dr. Mustafa Hamid, announced that more than 500 Ghanaian youths were stranded in Dubai after being deceived by traveling agents. Although many may be privy to such news and even worse ones, some would still want to experience that for themselves. That is what has landed Benjamin Mafu, Rabbi Dabo, Emmanuel Mensah, and many more Ghanaians in Dubai, but with little hope for survival.
There are a
lot of Ghanaians here. It is during the evening that you see how life is unbearable for us.
Fending for oneself is a big challenge. I will advise anyone who plans to come here to work to stop.
Unlike the twin siblings, Princess and Prince Boateng, who at least have a decent place to stay, Benjamin, Rabbi, and Emmanuel sleep in the open here and even go days without bathing. Same can be said about other African nationals. Where are you from?
Guinea-Bissau.
So are you working?
No working.
So do you want to go back?
Yeah, going to go back. No have money.
In all these hardships, returning home is never an option.
I don't want to go home. I borrowed money to come here, so I need to repay that loan.
I don't want to go back to Ghana. I would rather stay here in Dubai and struggle than go back home and face embarrassment.
One thing remains clear: lack of employment in home countries and fanciful stories shared about these developed countries will continue to motivate people to embark on such adventures. Josh Quinnin, TV3 News, Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
Charlie, nowhere cool. Now, ActionAid Ghana is advocating mandatory sexual harassment policies at the workplace to enable victims gain confidence and, in the process, report perpetrators. A research conducted by the NGO revealed that most young men and women sexually harassed in the field of work are unable to report their cases or due to victimization. We bring a report by Evelyn Tingma.
According to an ActionAid Ghana research in 2018, sexual harassment at the workplace in Ghana among young men in the informal sector indicated 49% had been sexually harassed. 41% of young girls had also been repeatedly sexually harassed, and 21% of them continually receive messages of sexual nature. Martina Odoi is a survivor of sexual harassment. She narrates how her male superior sexually harassed her until she was eventually transferred.
He didn't blatantly say, "I like you." He didn't blatantly say, "I want us to have something." He just started making awkward remarks and sexist comments, and then holding me in inappropriate places as and when he gets the chance. And if I maybe 8'5" before was okay, since I started avoiding him or saying no to him, my 8'5" started warranting me queries and stuff like that. One time I was wearing a jumpsuit, you know that when you have to like zip all the way down, and I'm now about to put it on, and he just holds both of my boobs from the back like that. And I slapped him, and then that is when most of the people at my bank knew what was going on, because we actually was asked to keep it on the low.
She regrets the institution in which she worked did not show much commitment.
HR said they cannot do anything on assumptions, they need evidence. I was transferred from that branch. They made it known that they had sacked him from even that particular branch. But after a couple of months, it was almost a year, I saw him at a different branch of the same bank. So then I was asking myself that, so they are not eradicating the problem, they're just pushing it from one girl to another girl.
Teresa is a survivor of domestic violence.
The reason why
A young man in the house had been threatening to beat me, and one day he entered my room and scratched my face with a broken bottle, and I could not defend myself. She is also not happy with how the police and the court handled the matter after she was abused by a man in the house that she lived. The prosecutor told the court that I was given 500 cedis to undertake an X-ray. After that, the judge ruled, without even telling the man, to sign a bond not to threaten me again. I have always been traumatized since then. For ActionAid, mandatory policy measures need to be instituted at workplaces to give victims the confidence to be able to report cases of sexual harassment.
We can begin to make it mandatory for everyone to come up with a sexual harassment policy in which they will indicate focal persons, grievance channels, and put in place systems, teams to address the issue.
The charity is worried the high unemployment rate in the country has compounded sexual harassment at workplaces.
When people are abused in the world of work and the perpetrator is the supervisor, is somebody with power, the employer or whatever, it's your word against mine. And especially where people are also thinking about where the next meal is going to come from, and where I stand to lose my job, should I press forward? Then they have to weigh the options, and in most cases people will decide to keep quiet and stay.
She appealed for expedited action and passage of the International Labour Organization Convention 190 and review of the Labour Act. Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Accra.
And now a pilot project aimed at scaling up coordinated stakeholder action to address conflicts in security and underdevelopment in northern Ghana has ended in Tamale. The Star Ghana Foundation project provided support to selected district assemblies to mainstream efforts at sustaining peace and development through community-led approaches.
Northern Ghana remains the hotbed of poverty, disease, communal and chieftaincy conflicts in the country. Several interventions over the years have yielded not much results. Star Ghana Foundation, with funding from the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office of the UK, is leading a paradigm shift. The Pilot Conflict Security and Stability Fund project across different levels is intended to scale up coordinated stakeholder action.
The main strategy is to work with communities to enable them or to support them develop and implement action plans that will help address specific conflict issues, whether it is a conflict between nomadic herdsmen and farmers, whether it is conflicts around land, access to land.
The project provided support to 5 regional coordinating councils and 10 district assemblies to mainstream relevant elements of the roadmap for sustaining peace and development.
We hope to expand it, we hope to extend it, but we also think that by working with the National Peace Council, by working with the district assemblies, by working with the ministries, even if we are not able to extend it, these agencies which will still be there will be able to take it forward.
The pilot phase further supported community-led approaches to address identified conflict and insecurity issues.
Based on the Musa South District and that of the Puska South District, they have been able to collaborate well with these Fulanis. And then what they did is that they have been able to come together to build a relationship and also be able to talk to them to understand the misconceptions that they have about them.
The stakeholders meeting reflected and shared lessons, strategies and approaches adopted in strengthening community and stakeholder participation.
Star Ghana is really a foundation that has really enlighten our people. Those who were in darkness has also enlightened very well concerning something like policing, migration. They don't know what was it. So this program has just really helped us a lot.
Participants were drawn from the northern and upper east regions, the 13 pilot communities, local implementing partners, National Security, National Development Planning Commission, National Peace Council, and other organizations.
Now, the Executive Director for Start Ghana again says funds for active citizenship project will be locally mobilized. The objective of the 5-year project is to rejuvenate and also intensify citizenship activism in the country.
We seek to plant seeds that should blossom into thousands of active citizenship initiatives. We want to facilitate opportunities for people to be able to contribute. We want to support organizations to test ideas, to test models. We want to start a national conversation around our values as a nation, because ultimately whether you would want to participate in development processes also depends on your values. And we think that our current values haven't served us well. And so there should be a conversation around the national values. But we also want to bring the media into the process as active participants, as facilitators of dialogue, but also facilitators of active citizenship, encouraging, providing information, but also challenging us to do better. We can do better as Ghana.
In other news, the managing director of the Maryville Homes Estate, Maria O'Sullivan, has petitioned the office of the president for the removal of High Court Judge Gifty Ejeado, who has been nominated for promotion to the Court of Appeal on grounds of stated misbehavior. The petition filed by the private estate developer evokes Article 146 plus 1 of the 1992 Constitution in making a call for the judge's removal. The judge in the petition has been accused of abuse of office and privileges, as well as interference in court processes in a matter between the petitioner and husband of the judge.
Now on health, it affects an estimated 1 in 10 females between the ages of 15 and 49 globally. Endometriosis is a chronic disease associated with severe life-impacting pain. Emmanuel Samani has more in the following reports.
Endometriosis, which affects an estimated 190 million females in their reproductive years, is a condition in which tissue similar to the lining inside the uterus is found outside the uterus, where it induces long-term inflammatory reactions that may result in scar tissue. The symptoms include painful periods, painful ovulation, pain during or after sexual intercourse, heavy bleeding, chronic pelvic pain, fatigue, and infertility, and can impact on general physical, mental, and social well-being. Unfortunately, it can take up to 10 years for one to get a diagnosis. Meet 30-year-old Agatha, not her real name. She tells me some of her symptoms and what led to her diagnosis.
For 5 years, I've been experiencing severe abdominal pain during my period. Severe, so much that I can't go to work. I can't even carry myself out of bed whenever I can. I sometimes have a fever, I throw up, and I can't even do anything because I can't work, I can't do anything. So due to that, I lost my job.
She shares how difficult it is to cope with the condition.
It's just the painkillers that you always get from the pharmacy and the hospitals just to die the pain off. But just when the painkiller wears off in your system, you are back to the same pains. So I kept going to the hospital. Then I realized, okay, there's a problem. Eventually, I had to speak to a foreign doctor. He asked me to get an ultra scan, and then it came out that I had endometriosis. So I had to go through surgery, and then I got it corrected.
Obstetrician gynecologist at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Dr. Isaac Sercom, shares more light on the condition.
You are menstruating in other places, but the blood is not coming out. So when you are menstruating, you're supposed to menstruate through your cervix, and then menstruate through the vagina. In some people, it goes backwards. We call it retrograde menstruation. So some of the tissues that are supposed to come out rather will go backwards. And when they go and they are situated there, they just remain there and they start behaving like what ordinary the uterine lining will behave. In some people, they're supposed to, those endometrial lining that are supposed to be found in other places, they're supposed to destroy it, but they cannot destroy it. And then these things become a problem. And every month, they will be laying down carpets.
The World Health Organization recognizes the importance of advocating for increased awareness, policies and services for endometriosis and collaboration with civil society and endometriosis patient support groups in this regard. A general lack of awareness by both women and healthcare providers due to a normalization of symptoms, particularly painful periods, results in a significant delay from when a woman first experiences symptoms until she's eventually diagnosed and treated. Emmanuel Samani, TV3.
Still staying on health, although a little over 2/3 of Ghana's population rely on traditional education, its knowledge remains in obscurity. The Plant Development Department, or the Center for Plant Medication, in collaboration with a third author, has documented common medicinal plants in Ghana. The book contains 73 medicinal plants used for treating over 100 disease conditions in Ghana.
In sub-Saharan Africa, the World Health Organization reports that about 21 million people depend on plant medicine for managing or treating several disease conditions. In spite of this knowledge, many valuable medicinal plants are yet to be noticed. Even though attempts to integrate plant medicine into the national healthcare delivery system has been slow, over 40 herbal units have been set up in some public hospitals across Ghana to give patients the option to choose their preferred type of treatment. As part of the Center for Plant Medicine's 45th anniversary celebration, a book to document and disseminate information on some common medicine plants of Ghana has been launched.
The rationale for writing this book is to make it easy for practitioners of herbal medicine and for individuals to be able to identify and recognize various herbal medicine plants.
Misidentification of plants is actually the cause of the side effects of herbal medicines, not actually the herbal medicine. So someone goes to the forest or the bush, pick a plant he has heard or she has heard, thinking he or she has picked the right plant. So he has heard nyamedua. It's good for wound healing. He goes to the bush, doesn't really know nyamedua, picks another leaf of a plant. He or she applies it and gives something else. Then they complain that herbal medicine is not good. But this book is aimed at letting the masses know exactly how common medicinal plants look.
I would like to take this opportunity to urge all and sundry to take advantage of the vast opportunities that can be seized in medicinal plants development. It is a good thing for all of us.
The expertise in identifying plants is usually the domain of taxonomists. Unfortunately, there are only few of them in Ghana.
The Center for Plant Medicine Research, I am the only person there. Legon, about 2 or 3 people there. Now, if correct identification of medicinal plants is this essential, and the expertise in that area is that few, then the nation has to do something about it. If we don't take care, and the few of us in that area are no more, then it becomes a very huge, big threat to the herbal medicine industry.
The 73 medicinal plants documented in the book can be explored further to prevent or treat various diseases including enteric fever, hypertension, diabetes, malaria, tuberculosis, peptic ulcer, among others.
We have to go for a break. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories right here on the news.
I'm going to interview
Zoom right here in my house. Hey!
Look up there. Why are you using inferior pen?
It was a mistake. I no check.
Acrobat, I'm going to knock you out.
I know, sir.
You deserve quality.
Don't make mistakes. Stop.
You did the right thing.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint champion.
Bell Beverages just made 2022 a lot more exciting with the Bell Chill and Win promotion. Simply buy bottles of your favorite Bell Beverages products like Tamarinda, Bell Cola, Puka, Big Boss, Squeeze, Breeze, Bell Malt, and more. Remove at least 20 labels, put them in an envelope with your name and contact. Drop them at any Bell Beverages depot or accredited distributor across the country. Voila! You stand a chance of winning fantastic prizes in the Bell Chill and Win monthly draws announced on TV, radio, and social media. Prizes include home furniture, appliances, hampers of Bell products, shopping vouchers, and the grand prize of a Kia Picanto in the final raffle draw. Remember, the more envelopes you drop, the more your chances of winning. Bell Chill and Win. Everyone is a winner. For more information, call 0544-33-5800 or 0544-33-5900. Follow at Bell Beverages on all social media platforms. T's and C's apply. Take note, Bell mixes are now available on Jumia Ghana. Bell Beverages, refreshing the nation. This advert is FDA approved.
I love football. Football can be a dirty game, on or off the pitch. Even when I'm trying to score at a party, stains find a way of tracking me down. But I don't worry at all, because I have Cleansoft. Use new Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, a unique formula with active ingredients and enzymes that gets rid of all stubborn stains and leaves your clothes smelling wonderful.
Cleansoft, my favorite.
Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, clean all.
Welcome back. Well, you could pay less for your delivery services if you engage a licensed courier or delivery operator. The Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission is piloting a new licensing regime, single bike operator, to rope in individuals who use bikes, motorbikes or bicycles for delivery services. My colleague George Quaining has the rest of the story.
The boom in the courier and delivery business is an indication of the trust and reliance on existing systems. The emergence of e-commerce has driven a new rise in the number of delivery services. A major challenge faced by the Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission over the years is the activities of illegal operators, which makes it difficult to sanitize the service. Per the Commission's intel, every 10 motor riders intercepted, about 8 are engaged in delivery services and are not licensed. To remedy the situation, the Commission is piloting a new license regime specifically for single bike operators who provide service for established e-commerce platforms.
With a one biker, what we've done is, instead of you coming to pay the ballpark of 3,500 for just as someone who has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bikes, you have your single bike, you come, pay 1,000 for the 5-year license, then annually you renew it with 600 cities. And when you do an analysis of their business and their income, they will tell you it's a fair bargain.
For the Commission, consumers' concerns of paying more for delivery than items delivered can be addressed if they engage licensed service providers.
You know, this whole business of courier and postal has gone beyond just letters and papers and things that are now consumables, you know, being transported from one point to the other. We need to be extra careful, especially in the times we find ourselves in. With a pandemic, with all kinds of ailments and all that, we need to be extra careful who is in the space.
All businesses which require delivery services are advised to engage the Commission.
Now, government will go ahead with all its educational interventions, including initiatives on STEM, in spite of the economic difficulties facing the country. The Deputy Education Minister, Reverend Ntim Fojo, gave the assurance when he handed over some educational projects to the St. Mary's Seminary at Lolobi in the Ote region.
The NPP administration says in spite of the challenges confronting the economy, it will not review the free senior high school policy nor abolish any of the interventions in the education sector. At a ceremony to commission a newly renovated 10-room dormitory block, the construction of an 8-cubicle bathroom and a mechanized borehole, and equipping the computer science laboratory of the St. Mary's Seminary Senior High School in Lolobi of the Oti region. The Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend Tim Fojo, says the record of the NPP administration in the provision of education is unprecedented.
I must announce unto you the good news that in the State of the Nation address delivered by the President some few days ago, he hinted and indeed announced the establishment of a new STEM university that is coming to Oti region. A new STEM university. This very year, work would commence. I stand here gladly also to commit that every ongoing project at various stages of completion in the school must be completed. I'm aware of the administration block that are stored. I'm aware of a dining hall. I'm aware of a classroom block. There are 4 facilities here. Some started way back 1998, some way back 2013 that have been abandoned. And so you must be assured that these projects will be repackaged. If the contractor is not interested in proceeding, it will be terminated and re-awarded to a new contractor that is poised and serious to complete these projects for us.
He encouraged students to devote their time to study to complement government's efforts and financial injection into the sector. The president of the Old Students Association, James Kwesi Obekum, asked for a greater collaboration of all stakeholders in promoting quality education.
I'm drawing all of us onto the pitch to be mindful of the response for the call and get everybody to work. Enough of the excuses. SMASCO from 1961 has always been known for 2 great things: academic excellence and self-discipline. These 2 are coming back. They will come back with the collaborations that all the various stakeholders come on board with.
And now the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, is liaising with the Institute of Chartered Accountants to equip its staff with requisite knowledge and skills in financial analysis and cryptocurrency. The Executive Director, COP Mameya Tiwa Dodankwa, made this known after a 3-day capacity building training here in Accra.
The 50 participants drawn from various units including transports, logistics and administration attended the 3-week intensive training on concepts of crime investigations. The officers were taken through topics on ethics and integrity, intelligence management, anti-money laundering, forensic investigation, profiling of suspects, among others.
My doors are always open. Come and ask about docket building. Come and ask me to refresh your memory on processes of investigation, so that if you were with the transport unit and there was an issue and you are asked to investigate, within the context of your understanding, you can be able to investigate and send a report to management.
Deputy Executive Director in charge of intelligence, Abba Opoku, urged the staff to avail themselves for new ways to improve their output.
The more we get into sharing experiences and seeking knowledge, that's when we build that experience and expertise, so we can confidently, effectively and efficiently deliver on our mandate.
The Executive Director, COP Mameya Tiwa Dodankwa, hinted of plans to update the knowledge and skills of staff through constant training.
For the financial forensics units, we are working with the Institute of Chartered Accountants. The Institute is organizing a tailor-made content so that our officers will be in a position to identify and do financial analysis. Most of the work that we do involves financial analysis, and we need to be able to do that on our own.
Managing Director of Fidelity Bank, Julian Kingsley Opuni, pledged the bank's readiness to support the training of EOCO staff.
The fact that you are in this
sort of training session discussing matters that are so pertinent at the moment also gives me a bit more confidence, which I'll not just pass back internally, but also share with my fellow MDs within the banking industry, because it's important we also get close to understand how you are building yourselves up to support us further going forward. From where I stand, I can commit to the fact that we will certainly carry on supporting.
All EOCO officers across the country are expected to benefit from similar training.
Well, tomorrow we have to go for a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the latest in sports, and already we do have Kelvin on standby.
Sports segment is brought to you by
Kel Kids Toothpaste.
It's time for sports. I am Kelvin Olswanter. Let's start from the Ghana Black Stars. And international Emmanuel Ajimambedu has spoken about the technical team of the Black Stars. He says they have the right call for any player who is Ghanaian and willing to represent the nation ahead of the FIFA World Cup later this year. The former Under-20 World Cup winner believes Ghana needs quality ahead of the tournament.
You know the quality in the national team. We are going to play a high-profile tournament, which everybody knows is the World Cup. So you need everybody who is willing to play on board. Okay. The word is who is willing to play. We need everyone on board. So either it's Salisu, Odoi, whoever it is. If the person is willing, he's a Ghanaian. If he feels that, okay, it's time for him to come back and help the nation, there's no problem with it. But if the person is only willing, the guys have done a great job, but you see, this is a tournament. You need a backup. You can't just rely on only some players. If in case there's an injury, or because of COVID, or some red card or yellow card, the person couldn't make it. What's your next option? So you will need people on board, but those who are willing to play and to give their all.
Staying with the Black Stars, goalkeeper Joseph Wollacott has finally opened up on helping Ghana secure qualification to the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. The 25-year-old made some notable big saves as Ghana beat rivals Nigeria on away goals to secure a ticket to the global showpiece. Wollacott, in an interview with the club side Swindon Town, spoke of how delighted he is to have played a part in making history for Ghana.
Obviously, the AFCON didn't go the way we wanted to go, but I think it was almost like a reality check for us, and we had to ensure that we come back a lot better than we were before. It's one of them. There's obviously, they're not going to lie, there's pressure on the game, not just to qualify for the World Cup, but obviously the bragging rights of the countries. But I mean, I just went into the game saying it's just another game of football. I didn't put too much pressure on myself, which I think was the most important thing. But no, obviously I'm buzzing, I'm delighted. Playing for Ghana, I didn't realise when I first went there, obviously the previous success they've had in tournaments, there's a really high expectation from the country as well. And obviously football's massive in Ghana, a lot of people follow it. So, I mean, to deliver and make Ghanaians proud is just, best feeling.
Let's continue from the Ghana Premier League, and Asante Kotoko have won another brilliant game against Ken Faisal after suffering a loss in the first round of the Ghana Premier League to their city rivals. Imoro Ibrahim's delightful free kick sealed victory for the Porcupines, who are miles clear at the summit of the Ghana Premier League table.
Referee whistles. Imoro steps forward, and it's a brilliant goal from Imoro Ibrahim. An absolute beauty from the Kotoko left back. It's Kim Faisal 0, Asante Kotoko 1.
It's a glorious start. It's a glorious start for Kotoko. Manager couldn't have asked for a better start. Kim Faisal played themselves into trouble, but Imoro's free kick is brilliant. Question marks about if the wall could have done better, but never mind. The precision is good. It's curling into the.
Now let's do some athletics, and Ghanaian athlete Deborah Akwa won the women's long jump competition during the Texas A&M versus Texas duel with a world-leading jump of 6.89 meters. The jump also sees her break her own national women's long jump record, which she set last year with a mark of 6.81 meters. In 2021, Aqua broke Ghana's women's long jump record set 22 years ago by Rukaya Abdullahi after establishing herself as the leading African jumper. The 25-year-old has, however, now outdone her personal best and consequently assumes the position of world #1 in women's long jump. And in tennis, Russian world #2 Daniil Medvedev's participation in the French Open has been put in doubt after he decided to have a surgery that will sideline him for up to 2 months. The French Open second Grand Slam of the year begins on 22nd May, with Medvedev having missed out on a chance to return to the top of the world rankings when he lost to Poland's Hubert Hurkacz at the Miami Open. After losing to Rafael Nadal in the final of the Australian Open in January, Medvedev became world #1 for the first time in his career at the end of February. However, he only stayed there for 3 weeks before Novak Djokovic regained the position. That's it for sports. My name is Kelvin Oswans. Entertainment news and international next.
First met UMB when I was at the crossroads of my business. I had a serious problem, and UMB has made it possible for me to still stand today. How did they do this? They did not work and put me in a box. They looked at me as an individual and got a product for me which helped me to survive the period. And I'm happy that they are still here, and I understand why they are here. Banks should look at it and see how they can also go that way to be able to meet individual customers, tailor products to suit the individual customers, and not to just box everybody together.
Why take a risk on different soaps for your family needs? Use new Carex antibacterial soap, a trusted name that has the perfect balance of care and protection for your family. Available in coconut milk, cocoa butter and aloe vera. Find your perfect balance with the new Carex antibacterial soap. This advert is FDA approved.
You've been gone, it's an empty home. Come on back where you really belong. You are always welcome home, welcome home. You've been kept down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home. Come with me. You've been gone, it's an down for much too long. Stand up, please, and say I am free. Don't forget you are welcome home, welcome home. Come with me. Fufu Akuma FM Fufu Party Masa Enyasam Kitwakra Yebe Chokontomwa Anum Kwine Nia Jenam. Hey Akuma FM Fufu Party the biggest Fufu Party in Osegrom Bosso Jwada 2nd of May 2022 Nakaise free Santiani Biam Messi free Wuntiachi Dewuhiani Wayua Branabedidi free Sawate Dewuhiani Wayua Fabra Nebedidi free Akuma FM Fufu Party Bosso Ewa Akuma FM Yenimuhaya Kumasi City Mall Main Gate Renchwa Nimuhaya Enunchio Bia Medidi Kayo Saudi Wayua Eba Akuma FM Fufu Party 2nd May 2022 Bedidi free Fufu Akuma FM Fufu Party Masa Enyasam Kitwakra Achadie Bia Person de Bois Akuma Fufu Party Sayanenche Aponche Banche Bodier Anasempo Atosodie Freyen 0548 390 970 0548 390 970 Cecia.
Media partners here, TV3, Onye TV, and at 3news.com.
Akuma FM 87.9 Kumasi.
Baba Brashi. Oh yes, I'm a satribafu. Nobody expect Giovanni, no Giovanni. So now Akabeneza. Give them. Hey. Bella the Nash pass National Theatre.
No, but you said you get problem like vocabulary problem. But let's consider it.
No, cause Ben on na me ye violence. Violence.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Stone Boy. Buffy Rock,
shared among us. Let there be love, eat alright.
If I wear the tights when the bloggers will say cool right now.
You know what, Mo? No wonder our forefathers were that fit. Can't you, Papa? Ready, Jesus?
Watch Showbiz 360 Friday at 8:30 p.m. on TV3.
Brought to you by Black Rock Honey.
Betway, Onga, Mama's Helping Hand.
Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan calls for early election after Parliament dismisses no confidence vote against him. Imran Khan survived an attempt to oust him as Pakistan's Prime Minister on Sunday after a no confidence vote was blocked in Parliament by the Deputy Speaker. Khan, who is facing the toughest challenge of his political career, requested the country's president dissolve Parliament and called on the nation to prepare for a fresh election. Khan had been set to lose the no-confidence motion, which was backed by an alliance of politicians, including more than a dozen defectors from Khan's own political party. But in a dramatic reprieve for the embattled leader, the vote was blocked as unconstitutional by the Deputy Speaker. For months, Khan has been battling depleting foreign exchange reserves and double-digit inflation, with the cost of basic necessities such as food and fuel skyrocketing. At least 6 people have been killed and 10 injured in a shooting in the center of Sacramento, as according to police in California state. People fled the streets after rapid gunfire rang out in an area packed with restaurants and bars in the early hours of Sunday. Police nearby responded to gunfire and came across a very large crowd, according to Police Chief Catherine Lester. No suspect is yet in custody in the wake of the shootings, as it is a really tragic situation, according to Chief Lester. The officer said investigators had arrived at the scene and urged the public to come forward with any information that might help identify those responsible. The shooting took place around 2 a.m. in an area at 10th Street and McKay that leads to the Golden One Center, where the Sacramento Kings play basketball. It is only a few streets away from the state's Capitol building.
Nima is a metaphor, a myth in its own regard. One of the biggest Zango communities in Ghana, founded 186 years ago. Nima is now a melting pot, a place where varieties of people, cultures, and individuals assimilate into a cohesive whole. In this very feature, we explore the people, the myths, and legends of Nima.
Showing on Wednesday, April 6th at 9 p.m. on TV3 and on TV3 Ghana on Facebook.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Vodafone. Further together. Awake purified drinking water.
A cool 10,000 Ghana cedis is up for grabs in TV3's all-new and epic cooking competition, Kitchen Wars, with a team of 6 old students representing your school in the culinary battle for 10,000 Ghana cedis, 3-month supply of products to your school, and an all-expenses-paid international trip. Registration is free. Kitchen Wars, your school fit cook.
The 64th Annual Grammy Awards is on tonight at the Las Vegas MGM Grand Garden Arena. Now, jazzman and band leader John Bastille leads the pack this year with some 11 nominations, followed by Justin Bieber, as well as Doja Cat with 8. Acclaimed Ghanaian reggae, high life and soul musician Rocky Dawuni is also in contention for the best global music album with his Voice of Boom Boom Volume 1 with Daniel Hofrentz, Angelique Kidjo, Femi Kuti and Wizkid all in the pack. Yeah.
And now 8 contestants are eyeing the enviable prize package, but only 6 finalists will battle it out for the ultimate. On Talented Kids this week, rapper Esven Berner won the Star Performer for the 3rd time.
From an initial 16 down to 8, contestants have proved themselves, displaying some amazing talents. It was a perfect homecoming as some old faces from the past sessions were on stage for the celebration of TV3 at 25 edition.
You revolutionized television viewing. Wow. When the nation switched on to color television. Yes. Eyo! Cause some brandy be today. When you sell that TV3. Wow.
Contestants thrilled judges, making eviction difficult. But in the end, talented rapper Bena took home the topmost award for the 3rd time. With just a few weeks to the final, dial *713*13# to keep your favorite contestants in the competition. Talented Kids, free to play.
Well, to wrap up, let's bring you a sneak peek on what currently is top headlines and also what's on the homepage and the tabs of 3news.com. And you can find that we have some of the topmost topical news stories. And also you just have to go to not only the home tab, the news, we have sections for business, entertainment, especially sports. And of course, if you want all those live TV and radio streamings, programming, we have them as well. And my favorite always is all those caricatures or cartoons from Tilapia. Make sure you go check them out. 3news.com. Now, be it for this evening. My name is Roland Walker.
My name is Aisha Yakubu Khalid. Date Rush is up next. Please stay with us and enjoy.
Bye-bye.